If you are truly being intentional in your life and you want to find love and you're just over the dating, okay, make sure to subscribe because this is all the things that I'm all about. I found my happily ever after my person. We've been married together for 16 years. So if that resonates with you, if you want no BS, straight advice on how you can find it too, make sure you subscribe. Make this a habit where you can always find out when I post a new episode every Monday and Thursday. Oh my goodness, we have like 2 episodes left of The Bachelorette, and I need to tell you this last episode, so important. There's so many takeaways for you just as you're on your journey, putting yourself out there. Take note of what has happened. Jenn has these 4 guys left, and each one you can learn something massively from, okay? Jeremy, first of all, his mom says something really important because this is the week that Jenn is meeting their families, and that is huge. You know, you could tell a lot from a person when you meet their family. And so when she's meeting them, I love that Jeremy's mom is like, you know what? I don't know if he can get there. It really depends on the couple, you know, and that I do not agree with at all. Like, I truly feel that Jeremy is either someone who is really ready to, you know, find his partner and do life with them, or he's not. You're emotionally available, your guard is down, you are just ready to dive in. And so when you have that clarity of like where you're at and what you want, you're navigating that ready for that. And I just don't feel that from Jeremy. I just don't think that he is, you know, I always thought he was older, but I think he's 29. But I just feel like he just doesn't have that, he's just not ready. You know, so I'm like 100%, you need to say bye-bye, Jenn. Like, Jenn needs to say bye-bye to Jeremy. And spoiler alert, she does. She does. But I'm so happy that she does. Like, honestly, I'm so happy that Jenn is like truly choosing correctly and really feeling it out and asking good questions. And so Devin, oh my gosh, I can't believe Devin's like the shining star here because his family was awesome and they were super like supportive of Devin, you know, whereas Jeremy's family was skeptical and they were very like, I don't know about this. It just felt like Jeremy's mom was basically saying bye to Jenn, like, this isn't gonna work, you're kidding yourself. Like, that's how it felt. Not because she's like a bad person, she was just kind of, she probably knows her son and she's like not feeling the connection and she's just ready to say bye. And whereas now she's at Devin's house and Devin is all about her, says he loves her, like he's fearless about it, he's leaning in, he's totally vulnerable. His family sees it and they're all in too. Like, I absolutely love that. I love that they're so supportive of him and cheering him on. And so, yeah, I'm super team Devin. I just feel like they're so cute together. But of course, there's other guys that we have to consider. Jonathon was like just, he's kind of like not, I've always liked him, right? And I'm just like, to me, I'm just like not so sure. Like, he had issues in his past. It was like a toxic relationship and his family was fearful of that and they communicated that to her. And so like, he definitely has had an issue in his past where it started off good and then it turned to shit. And so they're kind of, you know, guarded and they're scared, but they realize you kind of have to go all in. So like Jonathan's mom was saying, you have to go all in, which she's so cute. I loved her. And she was talking about being vulnerable and going for it. And Jonathon is leaning into that. And so like, I want to say too that may have happened to you where you've been in a relationship where it was all good and then it turned to shit, right? I feel like sometimes when we tell ourselves that story, you know, it really can make us feel fearful of, oh my gosh, like, what if this is going to happen to me again? I'm going to be blindsided. I don't want that to happen. But if you really start to lean into or just reflect and think about the relationship that you had, you know, maybe the signs, maybe the writing was on the wall early on. And like, this is where you can start to challenge yourself and that whole belief, like it was so good. And then all of a sudden, well, like, was it really that good? Like, did you really ask the questions? Did you really know who this person was? I feel like sometimes we don't ask the questions. We don't really probe. We don't figure things out. And then we find ourselves in a relationship. Next thing you know, they're not emotionally available or they're a cheating bastard. But like, maybe we missed asking these questions early on. Or maybe there was a sign that we swept under the rug. The point of doing that is to empower you and not be fearful. So it's not this whole everything was perfect and then it went to shit. It's more of a, oof, if I look back at it, there were signs on the wall, but I've learned from that. Let me navigate my dating with a lot more intention. Let me ask deeper questions. Let me, show up in a different way so then I can discern early on if this person's aligned to me or not. And if they're not, then bye-bye. But you can be fearless in navigating that. And so I feel that so many of you can relate to Jonathon, where he has put his guard down, he fell in love, and then heart was broken, and he was scared to put his heart out there again. I hope Jonathon can truly lean into what I'm saying, where I'm like, was that really, were you really blindsided? Really, what was it? And that story that you're telling yourself, or maybe, you chose the wrong partner for X, Y, and Z reasons. And now you've learned from it. And now you can go forward fearlessly, right? And that requires you to put your guard down and be vulnerable and be able to discern, hey, this person's for me or not. Okay, so I really want to see how Jonathon navigates that. Like, I'm not totally sure that he is capable of doing that because, he was so hurt, and I'm not sure if he's ready to move, with his heart on his sleeve completely. I don't know. And then the last one we're going to talk about is Marcus. I've loved Marcus from the beginning. I have. But, oh my gosh, this one breaks my heart because he says, like on there, he says, I feel like something's wrong with me. Oh God. I'm like, stop. It's just so sweet. His family was so sweet, and his sister, like, adorable and beautiful and supportive. But like, where was his adoptive parents didn't go to the meeting to meet Jenn. Jenn, the show didn't show that Jenn even asked, like, why aren't his adoptive parents there? Like, I'm curious as to that. Like, that's super important. Are your parents not being supportive of this? I don't know. Maybe they don't like the process. Maybe they don't want to be on TV, whatever it is. But I'm just wondering why Jenn didn't ask. So that was a little bit strange to me. And because normally she's really good at asking questions like that. But besides that, like, Marcus does have a whole bunch of people that love him, and he's so loved, and it's so sweet, and they're all very supportive. But like, he says, like, he's having a really hard time going from liking to loving somebody, and you may really connect with that and resonate with that, when you can take that leap, right? And I have felt this from him from earlier on the season, and I've been saying it, like, I truly don't think he's completely emotionally available. And so he says, when he talks to the guys after all the families met Jenn, all the guys are like so excited, so in love, like so like ready to do life with her. And he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he's like, I'm not there. And he says, like, to, on the confidential, whatever, he's the interview, he's like, I just feel like something's wrong with me. Like, I'm not there. And so I wish I could tell him and he could hear me, nothing's wrong with you. Like, nothing. I feel like, he really has gone through quite an amazing journey, and it's requires time for healing and doing that inner work and really heal those wounds. And I don't think he has yet. And so until he does, where he's 100% really, has healed and dealt maybe with therapy. I love therapy. Awesome. Like, dig into all of that. Then can he be ready to truly open up to somebody? But Jenn can't heal the things that he's gone through. And I know that he's gone through so much in the Army as an Army Ranger. And he has, really gone through these traumatic, incredible experiences. And, you know, those are things like how much hasn't been able to heal, you know? And yes, you're always growing. And yes, it's great to do with a partner, but the way that he is not letting his guard down completely and being able to be totally vulnerable and having such a hard time to fall in love is a huge red flag in terms of like Jenn choosing Marcus. Like the last thing I want for Jenn is to choose a man that is not capable of loving her, you know. And this is something that I know for a fact that I've done in the past, where you choose somebody that is not capable. You see so much potential in them, all these great things. They may have never been in love before, but you think they're going to love me. And Jenn is going to be sadly disappointed. Like, I truly hope she doesn't choose Marcus. I know I feel bad saying that, Marcus, but you know, I think anyone, and let me know please in the YouTube comments. I love when you guys are writing to me. I read every single one. And reach out to me on Instagram, the JkL&x. I love connecting with you guys. Tell me who here has resonated with you the most. You know, maybe you are like Marcus, maybe you're like him, maybe you're non-emotionally available, maybe you're like, oh shit, that really feels like me. And or maybe you're like Devin, adorable and amazing and ready for love. So I'm team Devin. Let me know what team you're on too. And I'm just so excited. We have seriously 2 more episodes I think left. So yeah, make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my take on it. Thank you for listening, and remember, it has to be crazy love or nothing. Thank you.